Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Here he is, folks. I've been talking about him. Mike talked about one of his boys, DC Minner. Talking about all episode. This man is a very highly respected blues artist, not only in Cherokee County, but I think in McIntosh County, certainly in the Renniesville area, and little places down in the deep south. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Pat Moss!
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being on the show. You just recently got back from Memphis. Mm-hmm. You were working on some new tracks for your upcoming album, but you also did some other stuff. Kind of tell me what you go down there and do every year.
Okay, this last trip I went downtown to Alabama to Willie King's festival. It's a fundraising event for a community social action group down there. It was founded by Willie several years ago. And I've played in all of those festivals right up until this year. He passed away this year. So this was the first one in his memory, and I stopped in Memphis on the way back, and yes, I was working on my CD project there.
That's something you kind of make a habit out of that when you go down there. You have a routine, you know, that's like a little mini getaway for you.
Yeah.
You were gone for a number of weeks, weren't you?
Yes. Yes.
Was it 2 weeks or something like
this
that?
Last one, yes.
And speaking of him passing away, you know, DC Minner passed away recently. And it seems like more and more every day we lose another big dog. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's important that people try to go out and see these guys when they can, because you're not going to be around forever. Nobody is. So it's like Randy Crouch. I always recommend people to go see Randy. Yeah. Not that he's going anywhere, folks, but I mean he's one of those high up there guys. And speaking of DC Minner, you're involved with the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame down there in Renniesville.
Well, my wife is actually involved.
But you go down there and hang out. I mean,
I play in the band down there.
Right.
When DC got sick the last time, I asked him if there was anything I could do for him, and he said, "Yeah, you can help my wife." And I said, "Well, how far do you want me to go in helping your wife?" He said, "Just play guitar, Pat." So at the time, I'd been playing harmonica a lot, and that was a big shift for me. Was back to the guitar, but DC wanted to encourage me before he left this world, and he did. And I was with him the night that he passed away, and
yeah, you spent the last few hours of his life with him.
I sure did, and I really felt like he was trying to hand something over to somebody, you know. And I don't have any silly ideas that I got any mojo from anybody or anything like that. What I'm talking about is that there is a love for this music that gives you the energy to do something about keeping it alive, and that's you perform it every weekend is what happens, you know. And that's in the past that was a way of life for people here in Oklahoma. Things are a lot different now, but there's still a few of us that do that as a second job.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think that that blues club down there is, and like Mike was saying earlier in Rock and Roll Memory Lane, it's the real deal. Tell me about some of the people that have come through there, and either you've been fortunate enough to see them, or even more so, got to play with them. Throw some names out there, and kind of what they taught you, because you know you never stop learning with anything.
For sure, absolutely. Well, if you go down there to the Down Home Blues Club, which is it used to be his grandma Lura's Cozy Corner, and that was the old Texas Road right there in front of it. That was before 69 Highway. That was the Texas Road from Muskogee to Dallas, and so. If you go down there, walk in the door, and just go to your immediate left, there's a whole wall of pictures. And it's a who's who of the blues. I mean, if you've ever had any interest in this subject, this is the place to go and learn more, because it's all there. It's and all the people that you're talking about have all been there at some time or another. Drink Small, all the living ones. Nappy Brown was big down there. That was several years back. Hubert Sumlin, of course. Watermelon Slim.
Watermelon Slim. Mike's talked about Watermelon Slim.
He'll be back this year.
Yeah. Really?
Yes, he will. He'll be at the festival.
Well, yeah, okay. Throw out some of the names for this this coming year. Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah, Zach Harmon,
is what it's called.
I believe they've talked to him about coming. Jimmy the Preacher Ellis, who is now in the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame. I believe he'll be back this year.
Right. What about Joanna Connor? Any chance of Joanna Connor?
I haven't heard of Joanna. No, it wouldn't surprise me.
She was a freak, folks. I saw her down there in 2007,
she is.
and I've never seen anybody play the blues like that. Certainly Sly. Never. I mean, and I'm throwing. She's smacking some greats in my mind.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
It's I call myself the jug joint preacher. Well, let me preach something to you, man.
I'm listening,
that
brother.
woman is God's. It's his way of saying, "You men be humble." Because I tell you what, as a guitar player, and I don't care who you are and how long you've played a guitar, you go up against that woman, you're in trouble, boy.
Yeah. She'll flatten you.
Yeah. You better do a lot more woodshedding.
And she was really cool too, folks. I mean, it was just
well, she's a humble person. She's just, I'll tell you what, she, by the definition of freak, that's something abnormal. She is, because she is way more copacetic than most people I know.
I don't know. I was sitting there the whole time going, I can't believe I'm seeing this.
Yeah, and we've had all those people down there. We had
Tony Matthews is a regular down there.
Tony Matthews is from Shakota.
And he played with Ray Charles at one point?
He played with Ray for 18 years.
Wow.
Ray picked Tony out of 50 guitar players.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many years was it?
18.
18,
yeah.
Almost 2 decades of being with a really great musician.
Absolutely.
Who is somebody that you'd like to work with out there in the blues world, be it regional or national? Who's somebody you've always kind of wanted to work with, and if you could have your wish, you could work with? Who would that be?
Probably Hubert Sumlin.